fight?
No. You rise to the occasion. Experience comes with age, and I've been hearing a lot about age, you know?
Now, and I finally get to check that off my list, and I knew this was going to be a big fight. The buildup for this is huge. The press conferences are entertaining. It's a spectacle.
With just 11 days left until Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul step into the ring, the tension is hitting a whole new level. Both camps are in full beast mode. Joshua is sharpening his power and timing, while Jake is pushing his conditioning to the limit. At this stage, every drill, every round, every mistake matters. The atmosphere around this fight is getting heavier by the day, and the countdown is officially in the danger zone.
I have nothing but love for him, but I'm going to knock him out respectfully, and you know, we can hug and kiss afterwards. Specifically kiss.
Joshua's camp looks entirely different this time. After suffering a brutal knockout in September 2024 and undergoing elbow surgery, this fight is more than just a comeback. It's a test of everything left in his career. AJ moved training camps and is now working directly with coaches from Alexander Usyk's team, focusing on discipline, footwork, precision, and ring IQ. He admits it's a tough transition, physically and mentally, but it's exactly what he needs. This camp is rebuilding his confidence, sharpening his instincts, and preparing him for a high-stakes return. Every morning starts with cold shock. Joshua plunges into ice baths before training, forcing his body into recovery mode. The freezing water strips inflammation, keeps his muscles fresh, and mentally locks him in for the hard sessions ahead. For AJ, cold therapy isn't just physical, it's a daily reminder to stay disciplined, uncomfortable, and ready for war. Inside camp. Joshua is surrounded by coaches known for their precision and tactical brilliance. No wasted movement, no lazy punches. Every drill targets his biggest flaws, tightening his offense, refining his counters, and perfecting his footwork. Observers say he's more serious than ever. No ego, no shortcuts, just work. His movement is cleaner, his reaction sharper, and his understanding of angles deeper. Joshua isn't relying on size or power this time. He's evolving. Promoter Eddie Hearn knows exactly what's at stake. This isn't a normal fight. This is career-defining.
Thanks for the unpredictable moments that define heavyweight boxing.
That's what he's trying to do, though, Simon. I think he's at that stage of his career where he's trying to rediscover a little bit of that confidence. He's gone to Alexander Usyk, where we're hearing reports he's out there training with Usyk and the team, trying to pick up something, trying to rediscover something.
That's very strange, pause.
It is, but it's not unheard of. I've heard of a lot of fighters doing that. You see fighters, obviously, it's the old Rocky movies years ago, but you see a fighter losing to someone, all of a sudden they go in the camp and they start training and do little bits together and become friends or whatever else. I think it'll do Joshua no harm travelling, but as you say, he's a little bit long in the tooth and he's a bit on the back nine rather than the front nine, where that experience would really come into play. But I'm just looking at his record here. He obviously, after the Usyk fight, he'd come back and he had 3 fights and then the Ngannou demolition
Well,
job.
yeah, Jermaine Franklin, he had Robert Helene, he had Otto Wally, and he smashed Ngannou, which everyone went hallelujah for, right?
Yeah, but he's obviously not in like the BOXI rankings to see where he is. But the Dubois fight is a fight where, what you've just said then, Spencer, like, match him right. I felt he was match right with Dubois. That's just my opinion.
Just
obviously, I was wrong on that and I was proved wrong, but I felt like Joshua would have and should have came through that, but he obviously didn't. So therefore, it's back to the drawing board, and where do you go from there? What do you do from there? Does he keep the same team around him? Does he go and find someone new and try and adapt and add to his repertoire already? And this move at Usyk, I don't know what it'll be, but if he's fighting before Christmas, then he needs to get in shape quick because there's only 8 weeks to go, let's say.
Well, my understanding, he's in camp, he's in shape, and just looking to get an out and get back to winning ways is my understanding. That's why they're talking about 8 rounders.
Yeah.
He wants to sort of go under the radar a little bit, and it's difficult for someone like Anthony Joshua because he's such
Very
a
much so.
commercial commodity.
He's always been in shape all the time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He always will be in shape. He's never, ever not been.
But it's not about his physical shape, is it? No one's ever questioned his physical state. Zach, when I was talking about Anthony Joshua, and I know that the president of his fan club is here in Spencer, but I talked about the PTSD issue post various fights, whether it be the Alexander Usyk or the Daniel Dubois situation. But prior to Daniel Dubois, I always maintained that I felt that despite the performance against Jermaine Franklin, despite the performance against Robert Helenius,
A loss here would raise hard questions about Joshua's future, but Hearn has full confidence in him. He says Joshua is training like a man fighting for a world title, not a crossover bout. Reports from inside camp describe a focused, disciplined Joshua, a fighter who understands the pressure, accepts it, and continues pushing forward. One huge source of confidence for Joshua:
AJ must retire if Jake Paul wins on December 19th. Stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, well, I suppose so. Shit, yeah. Look, I don't see a world where Jake Paul wins this fight. I know that boxing's boxing. I mean, what is it? Roy Jones came out this morning and said Jake Paul can win this fight.
Teddy Atlas as well.
Teddy Atlas? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now I'm a bit worried. I won't retire. AJ should retire if he loses. No.
Sorry.
No, I see AJ winning this fight with ease, comprehensively, destructively, violently. And I don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender. Yes, it's been a little bit of a shorter camp. Yes, we've got to make weight this time around, but it doesn't matter. We should just slide through this guy and bash him up and beat him up, and we should do it early doors.
Just lastly, you said as well that you told Nikisa that he was weighing 290 when you were negotiating. What impact did that have? Did you feel like they would have gone even lower if they knew he was weighing 265?
I don't think that when you're negotiating on a weight, there's not one promoter in the world that would tell the truth about what the weight of the fighter was. And Nikisa knows that anyway. So it wasn't like we were being clever, but they wanted him to come to 240. And it's just, don't forget, AJ's never made weight before. So all of a sudden, he's he'd been in camp for, 2 or 3 weeks. And he's probably sitting at, 260, 265.
His sparring partners. He's not training with beginners, not training with influencers. He's trading punches with elite heavyweight killers. Jared Anderson, explosive, aggressive, constantly pressuring. He forces Joshua to stay alert, react instantly, and control the pace. Frank Sanchez, technical, slick, and unpredictable.
Dwarfed by these way bigger heavyweights like Jared Anderson, Frank Sanchez, and Lawrence Okoli. Okoli is like 6'4.5", 6'5", and these guys are like 6'3", 6'4", probably. So now Jake Paul is the one that's smaller. So first of all, I will give credit to Jake Paul. Clearly, he's a person who quality sparring. I mean, a real boxer, because people say he's not a real boxer, but a real boxer would be using the same guys in their sparring camp. In fact, I just told you Joshua used Lawrence Okoli. I don't know if he sparred with Anderson or Frank Sanchez, but these are all regular ranked heavyweights. So credit to Jake Paul for that. And I mean, he's going to need it. Joshua is a different breed to a Mike Perry when it comes to boxing. Different frame, different size. In case you didn't believe me, right? Jake Paul, this is what MVP Promotions posted. So Jake Paul top sparring, right? Heavyweights. And here's some pictures of Joshua with Lawrence Okoli. And again, Joshua, a big dude, but you see Lawrence Okoli, and he probably was cruiserweight back then. I mean, I don't know exactly when this picture was taken, but he's only like an inch shorter than Anthony Joshua. And now, as he's moved up to the full heavyweight, he has filled out more. You see, he looks even bigger than when he was a cruiserweight. Now, I gotta research it, but I want to say,
guy's crazy. Not gonna lie, but I get it. Coming from a guy who's not a true traditional boxer, and to be able to have a position where he can fight a former unified world champion, former Olympic gold medalist, and to do it on such a stage where Anthony Joshua is a superstar as well. I mean, like, he sold out the O2, you know, twice.
Absolutely.
I think. So, you know, I think Jake is setting himself up for, you know, a huge spectacle, and which is, you know, kind of smart. If you're gonna go big, why not go to the highest, like the highest of the mountain? Why not? And I get it. That's what you call business right there. And I've seen a lot of guys calling them out, from like Gabe to, you know, other guys who are boxers. Yeah, like guys who actually beat him. But why would he settle for those guys when he can fight Anthony Joshua? So I think that's, you know, I think that's smart. I think that's super smart.
Smart is one thing. What do you think happens in the ring, though, champ?
I think he gets hurt for sure. I think he gets obliterated. Something close to like Francis Ngannou. I think something like that happens.
His footwork and movement push Joshua to think faster and adjust mid-round. These sparring sessions simulate real danger, something Jake Paul has never faced. They're preparing AJ for every possible scenario: speed, pressure, angles, power, footwork. This is elite level preparation, and it shows.